Hello everyone, it is Teacher Marianne here from HelloTeacherMarianne.com, and on this channel you'll find videos all about earning an income from home by teaching online, where I'm bringing to you valuable tips, insight, and need-to-know information. Now, if you are or you're thinking about becoming a teacher on Outschool, you've got your choice between teaching one-time classes, ongoing classes, flex classes, or different types of courses. When reading through these different types of classes, you might be thinking, well, what I want to teach could fall under several of these different types of classes. How do I know which one to choose? Well, I'm here to share with you the mistake I made. So hopefully you will have more clarity about deciding which class type to choose for the content you want to teach. But first, I want to let you know about my freebie for Outschool. It is linked in the description box below. You can also find it at my website, HelloTeacherMarianne.com. In this freebie, I help you think through what to teach on Outschool. Maybe you have a ton of ideas and you don't know how to narrow it down, or maybe you just need a place to start, and this guide's going to help you do that. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is briefly go over the different types of classes on Outschool. First, there are flex classes. Now, these kinds of classes we won't really go into in this video, but these are classes where you don't meet live online with Zoom. They are interactive classes still. There's a lot of interaction between the teacher and the students, but these kinds of classes are more for when the teacher needs to give an assignment, the student needs to complete that assignment, and then the teacher will give feedback on that assignment. Now, the rest of the classes that I'm going to talk about are all online live streaming classes via Zoom. So all of the other classes fit into that category. The first class that's online live is the one-time class. Now, as an Outschool teacher, this is the first class you have to teach. When you get approved to be a teacher, your first class that you submit has to be a one-time class. And I believe that Outschool does this just so that you will become very familiar with how to create a class that meets the class standards and the content standards for Outschool. And once you have submitted a class that meets these standards, then you can begin submitting as many classes as you want. But that first class has to be approved on Outschool before you can keep submitting classes for approval. Now, even though this is a one-time class, you can teach this class over and over and over and over and over to multiple students. So basically, you create the content one time and then you teach it as often as you want. When I first started teaching on Outschool, I made all of my classes one-time classes. It's the class that I understood the most, and I really felt like my classes fell into this one-time class type the best. So that's what I really started doing in the beginning. The next type of live class is the ongoing class. Now, this is a class that meets ongoing. It meets weekly or twice a week or however often you want it to meet. Now, Outschool says this class type is best for book clubs or discussion type classes. The idea for this class is that the content is different every week, but students can jump in and out of these classes as their schedule changes without missing any content that was necessary to understand what's going on in the next class that they attend. So ongoing classes do not build upon each other. The class is a subscription that parents sign up for, and it's the intention that once a parent signs up for these classes, their student will just continue to take this class until, indefinitely, until the class either ends or, their schedule changes and they're no longer able to take it, but it's a weekly subscription. Now, in one-time classes, teachers get paid 7 to 10 days after the class meets. In ongoing classes, it's a little bit longer, 7 to 13 days after the class meets. I accidentally found out that I really like ongoing classes, but I'm going to get into that in just a minute. Now, the next class type is courses. There are summer camps, which are courses, there are short courses, and there are semester courses. Now, for some reason, I thought I had read early on, now, let me just say, there was a learning curve here. I felt like I was learning a lot in a very short amount of time. So this doesn't make sense as I say it now. But I thought I read somewhere that you don't get paid for semester courses until after the course ends. I have since learned that you get paid for the courses after that first course meets. You get paid for the entire course up front, and then you finish out those course meetings. And by the way, short courses meet at least once a week, and I believe they meet for like 2 to 7 weeks. And then semester courses meet at least once a week for 8 weeks or longer. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you what I did, why I panicked slightly, and what kind of courses I ended up with. After teaching the first 2 classes that I created for Outschool, by the way, they were grammar classes, they were one-time classes, they weren't filling up very quickly. And by the way, a lot of what I've heard so many other teachers say since then, and what I've experienced myself, is the classes that you think are really going to take off sometimes don't, and that's okay. I think there are a lot of factors in parents deciding which courses they sign up for and when. Because my classes weren't filling up very quickly, I would see, a few learners here and there, I decided to go ahead and create another class. I knew that I could teach a phonics class and that I could, definitely create a good bit of content for beginning reading skills class. So that's what I started working on. Now, in a beginning reading skills class, I knew that we needed to meet more than once. I knew it needed to be more than a one-time class. Just in my mind, you wouldn't normally practice beginning reading skills once. So my choice for class type was obviously, was it going to be ongoing, or was it going to be a course, a semester course or a short course? Again, because I had the misconception that you didn't get paid for courses up front, I thought, I don't want to teach, 4 to 8 weeks before getting paid for the classes that I'm teaching every week. So I'll just make this an ongoing course. In an ongoing course, we'll meet once a week, and I can create as many sections for that course as I want, just like I do for the one-time classes. But I'll get paid pretty much every week. So I created a few sections for my course. Let's say I created a Monday, 10 a.m., 11 a.m., and 12 p.m. section. And then I would schedule out 4 weeks. So every Monday at 10 for 4 weeks, every Monday at 11 for 4 weeks, every Monday at 12 for 4 weeks. Everything is going well, and I'm teaching, and I'm really starting to fill up these classes, and I'm feeling good about the classes. But then I start getting these emails from Outschool. Now, I don't remember the exact wording, but they came often, and they said something to the effect of, you only have 2 meetings left in your ongoing class. Please schedule more meetings so your learners can continue to take your class. At first, honestly, I didn't give the emails much thought. I don't know why, I just didn't. But then as they kept coming, oh, you only have 1 week left in this ongoing class. You need to schedule more meetings. And then it dawned on me, oh my goodness, parents expect this class to keep going and going and going. This is not a semester course. This is not a short course. This is not a summer camp. There is no definite end date to this class. Why did I make this an ongoing class? Now I've got to keep creating content every week, create new content because this class is an ongoing class. I panicked a little. By this point, I had over 100 saves on this particular class. It was doing well. I had sections filling up every week, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, this is going to keep going and going and going, and I don't have the content to keep making this class last and last and last. Okay, now I understand why Outschool says ongoing classes are for book club / discussion group type classes. All of a sudden, that made a lot of sense to me. Now, you guys are probably all smarter than me, and nobody will ever make this mistake. I also want to say here, you can stop an ongoing class whenever you want. I can stop it. The problem wasn't that there wasn't a way for me to end the class. The problem was that I had created something that generated a lot of interest, and I didn't really realize what I was getting myself into. So what type of class should this have been? Well, in hindsight, and you're probably saying it on the other end of the screen, it definitely should have been either a short course or a semester course. It could have been 4 to 8 weeks, and then there would have been a definite end date. I would have known exactly how much content that I was going to create for this course. As it stands, I do have this ongoing class, multiple sections of it scheduled all the way through July. So I'm definitely going to go through July. And then what will happen to this class? I may resubmit the class as either a short course or a semester course or both. But honestly, I have to say, I do feel like it might be a little off-putting to some parents, because I am more likely to sign my kids up for classes that I pay on a weekly basis rather than pay up front for a semester class. Also, I did break this class up into 9 one-time classes, so that's also an option. I can stop the ongoing class and just offer these one-time classes that are the exact same content, but they are one-time, so parents will pay just like they would for a subscription. They would just pay for it each week. However, the ongoing class almost always guaranteed me learners for the next week because it's a subscription. So the parents that sign up for it know that they want their learners to be in that class from week to week. So you're not trying to get new learners enrolled every week. You've got subscribers to that class, and so every week you know you're going to have students in that class. So there is such great benefit to having an ongoing class. I will say that even though it is more work because you do have to keep creating content, I think once I got past this is not a create content one time and then teach it multiple times kind of class, once I got over like the realization of that, I realized that's okay. There is so much to teach around beginning reading skills and phonics that's okay. So I definitely think I'm going to keep this ongoing class going. I'm also going to offer it as one-time classes so that parents can try it out without signing up for the subscription. And then I think I also will offer it as a short and semester course for those that want to go ahead and just sign up for the whole thing and pay in advance. But I hope this helps you realize that you definitely need to give a lot of thought to what kind of class type your content is going to best fit under. If you create an ongoing class, you have to make sure that you have content, new content for every week or every class that meets, but that content does not build on each other. So that's just something to be very aware of. It is all working out, and I promise I am learning a lot. You know, these kinds of lessons are the ones that stick. I'll never again question what type of class I should be creating for the type of content that I have. Okay, I hope this video helps you. Remember, you can do it. It might change your life, and I'm your biggest cheerleader. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.